Hello everyone! First off, I'm sorry about this probably horrible lighting. It's really late at night and the brightest place in our entire apartment is our empty dining room, so that is where I am right now. So, sorry if it looks bad, but this is the best I can do. I'm sitting on the floor and my butt is going to sleep. I'm making this video because I just wrote probably the longest blog post in the history of the World Wide Web. And by longest blog post, I mean you can probably get through it if you read one paragraph a day for the next, 3 years. So I'm not expecting you to read it. If you want to go more in depth with what I'm about to explain to you, feel free. I would love for you to read it. I'd love for you to comment, let me know what you think. But I don't expect you to read it, so I'm going to hopefully make kind of a short video summarizing it, maybe? So, yet again, I don't expect anyone to care about this at all, but the only reason I'm making a video and making a blog post is I know there are some people that actually read my blog and kind of follow my experience out here in California and the whole acting thing and Disney and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't want to just make this big announcement and not go into why it happened, because it is kind of a big deal. I've been very vocal about my life out here in California, so it might come as kind of a shock to some people. The last few months or so I have kind of had a quarter-life crisis is what I like to call it, where I just kind of noticed myself getting more and more unhappy. I don't really know why, it just started happening, and I'm one of those people that have kind of always lived by the philosophy is if you're not happy with the situation, fix it, or if there's something that you want to go after it. I've always been frustrated with people that just kind of live apathetically and they just kind of whatever. If you want something, do something about it. So I noticed I was getting kind of unhappy, so I really started to seek the Lord and figure out what was making me unhappy, how I could fix that, and the Lord started opening my eyes to a dream that I had before I went to college, which was international mission work. It was something that I struggled with choosing, either pursuing that or pursuing a theater degree. I ended up choosing a theater degree, and I don't regret that. I don't regret at all moving out of California and pursuing acting. I love acting, it is my chosen art form, but I have always kind of had that other dream at the back of my mind, which is international missions and traveling the world and doing all that. Unfortunately, traveling and acting don't really go hand in hand unless you're a fabulously successful actress, which I'm not. So, I'm barely surviving paycheck to paycheck. I'm not being able to save any money for travel, and any time off I get, I want to go home to see my family. So travel just basically isn't an option. So the Lord kind of started opening my eyes to ways that I could pursue traveling and pursue potentially mission work. I'm 23. I'm supposed to kind of make big changes and find out what I really want, and so I'm trying to find out right now. So anyway, long story short, I am actually going to pursue a life as an ESL teacher. If you don't know what that means, English as a second language. Me a teacher? What? But I'm going to be taking a course called CELTA, which is through Cambridge University in England. I will be taking that here in LA in about a month's time. It's a month-long intensive, and at the end of that I get a teaching TEFL certificate, and that'll just boost my resume. CELTA is kind of like the gold standard in ESL, so it'll really help me to get jobs. And so after I take that course, I'm actually going to be going back to Alabama for a few months so that I can, save a little bit of money and apply for jobs. And in my perfect timing, I'm hoping in January or February I will actually be moving abroad. I don't know. It will actually be the Lord's timing, and my timing does not really tend to line up with His ever. But I'm hoping January or February, so we'll see. It's not that I'm necessarily going directly into international mission work, but I'm hoping And I feel like the Lord is going to bring me those kind of opportunities where I can either, you know, get into the country so that I can then share my faith, or, you know, maybe somehow connect with missionaries. And I think having, you know, the ESL skill will help me if I can ever be of service to missionaries. But that is kind of what is going on. I'm saying adios to California, and I love In-N-Out. Life without In-N-Out, and life without Disneyland. As I said before, if you want to read my blog post, you can go. It goes so much more in depth on my thought process and, you know, kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Catapulted? Avalanche? Rock sliding? I don't know. What is the word I'm looking for? Whatever pushed me into this direction. Oh, because pushed is such a great word. I don't know. I'm moving on. You got the drift. Whatever pushed me into this decision. So yeah, I really would appreciate prayers and encouragement right now. If you have any experience with ESL, or if you have any, you know, contacts or advice or anything like that, I'll take all of it, any of it, throw it my way. I really want a life that matters in the Lord's eyes, and you know, I could go up to heaven and I could have, you know, 6 Oscars lining my walls, and none of that's gonna matter. It's only gonna matter if I, you know, spread the love of Christ and, you know, furthered His kingdom. So that is kind of where my mind has gotten. It's always been there, but I do, and I, as I said before, like, I don't regret moving out to California at all, and I do feel like the Lord brought me out here, but I think He brought me out here so that I could have incredible experiences working at Disney, and I could, you know, finally live out in Los Angeles. I had wanted to live here since I was 13, and made some of the best friends I ever have had in my life, and so I definitely, it's been a blessing, but now I kind of feel like He's like, okay, let's get down to business. This is what you're actually meant to do. And, you know, he gave me these passions, and He gave me this adventurous spirit and this courageous, you know, like, I want to live out in the African bush, and I want to, you know, live with the nomads in Mongolia. Like, I that's what I want more than, you know, some glamorous Hollywood life. See where it goes. See where I go. Yeah. Read my blog, grace-dawson.com. I'm just rambling. Okay. Peace out. Talk to you guys